Get ready for speed number 507 and 508 in this Speedstar CD number 332. Get ready. Start. Ladies and gentlemen, I have great pleasure in extending welcome this morning to every one of you to the 8th annual general meeting of your company. The directors and the audited accounts for the year ended 30th September 1988 have been with you for some time, and with your permission, I shall take them as read. Before I proceed to review the performance of our company for the year ended 30th September 1988, I would like to make some observations about the important developments that have taken place in the economic situation. The continuance of the existing policy with regard to liberalization of imports, relaxation of controls over prices and distribution system relating to rationalization of procedure, formalities, etc. have added strength to the industrial sector. The proposed Companies Amendment Bill of 1987 envisages more features which truly represent the pragmatic approach of the present government. However, the Finance Act of 1987 has introduced a new concept, taxation on book profits, which even in the amendment form has upset the calculation of the industrial unit, which have plans to implement modernization and expansion program. Further, the shortfall in agricultural production due to severe drought conditions prevailed in the country, and the inflation rate has increased heavily. The money market has also become more stringent, with the central government and other financial institutions adopting measures to mobilize additional resources for meeting unexpected expenditure, namely drought relief operations and other items. Coming to the affairs of our company, I am glad to inform you that the company has registered substantial growth in all fields for the year under review despite external problems. The growth in the operations of the company has yielded good results. In spite of recessionary trend faced by the industry, the targets have been achieved, but for a slight fall in deposits, it is reported that there are about 400 companies in India engaged in leasing and hire purchase, and of them quite a large number do not seem to be in active business. There has been keen competition in leasing business from financial institutions and leading commercial banks. The availability of funds at a cheaper rate at the disposal of the financial institutions and banks place them in an advantageous position. Various new schemes and mutual funds floated by the banks offer most attractive interest. In spite of all these, we have achieved good progress. Ladies and gentlemen, I have great pleasure in welcoming you all to the 24th annual general meeting of your company. The director's report and the audited accounts for the year ended 30th April 1989 have been with you, and with your permission, I shall take them as read. You would have observed from the annual report that your company had another successful year of operation in the current year, reaching new heights in various areas of performance. Not only that the total payments made by the company during the year crossed the expected mark, but also your directors have recommended a much higher dividend for the current year. I welcome the revised guidelines announced by the Reserve Bank of India for lending by commercial banks to hire purchase companies. These norms are based on the recommendations of the special committee. In the case of hire purchase companies, however, the same guidelines applicable to leasing companies have been adopted. Instead of the limit of 4 times the net owned funds for bank lending, apart from 10 times the net owned funds for public deposits recommended by the committee. This may cause problems to some hire purchase companies in getting bank loans. The new conditions laid down by the Reserve Bank of India do not affect your company in view of the substantial additions to reserves made year after year in the past several years. It will be appropriate to observe that the Reserve Bank have also directed the banks to take note of the depreciation and other policies adopted by the companies in respect of their leased assets in arriving at credit limits. Coming back to the hire purchase, the production of commercial vehicles has started showing improvement. and the targets for seventh plan may be achieved. After 4 successive years of drought in many parts of India, we had a good monsoon during the year. There are indications of increase in agricultural production and consequently all-round growth on economic activities. Demand for vehicles during the past few years will pick up and there is scope for increase in business both in terms of units and finance. Stop.